welcome to another episode of Earning the Hate. Hey, God, people. Little earning the love. Earning the hate. Officers out there gaining respect from the community. Guys on the ground handcuffed. Officer holding him down. Any guesses on what happens next? Shit, let's kick him in the head.
That's right. Stop.
Oh, that was nice. But Rick, these officers have a tough job, and they could have just came from a dead baby call, and you're always picking on them, and not all officers are this way, and it's an isolated incident. I'm so tired of this, people. Our government is out of control, our politicians are out of control, and they give our cops power to be out of control. No one is held accountable. It's just outrageous. So, let's see what's happening here. Two different angles, same moment. IMPD. I forgot what IMPD was. I think they say it. Body cameras, arrests last night. Monument Circle, facing felony. Sergeant Eric Huxley. Eric Huxley was assisting another officer making an arrest. Oh, he was assisting him. I didn't know that. That changes it. I thought he was just kicking him for no reason when he was handcuffed. He was assisting another officer. Shit. Another one I got wrong. I'll have all the blue line coming here telling me how I got this wrong. And I'm just picking on all these poor cops who had a bad day. Let's see. Circle instance, September, upon leaving investigation, when Chief Randall launched a special investigation. Ooh, not just an investigation, a special investigation. Ooh, Huckabee's in big trouble now. During the news conference, Lieutenant Foley said the charges stem from the internal investigation. Huckabee has since been suspended without pay. Taylor's been recommended Huckabee's termination. Oh, now they want to fire the poor dude? Jesus Christ, he was just assisting in the arrest. Why do you want to fire a dude for assisting in an arrest? I don't...
One of their own, Sergeant Eric Huxley, kicked a man in the face. That's Jermaine Vaughn on his back on the ground, handcuffed, right before he's kicked.
We're not going to do this, right? Stop.
Wow. Man, it takes a tough guy. Man, I'm telling you, man, I hated cops that would come up and try to pull this shit on my in custodies. You guys can say I'm full of shit and I'm making this up. I'm telling you, if I took somebody in custody, I ain't letting somebody beat the hell out of somebody and prove their macho pussiness because I got a guy in handcuffs. Lieutenant Nelaboff, big freaking little man syndrome punk, came from UC Davis, was a lieutenant, a liar, under oath, lied, he was a piece of shit cop. And after I left, he was a lieutenant. When I left, he became chief. But anyway, I digress. Same type of thing. Always wanting to come up after we had somebody in custody and get in their face, poke them, tell them how tough he is, try to push them. I've seen him do it to other people's in custody. Wasn't none of my business. I stayed out of it. I've never saw him kick somebody like this. But it's the same attitude that I can be a tough guy when someone can't hurt me because I'm really a big pussy. So this guy kicks a dude, helpless. This has nothing to do with color, people. I don't care that this guy is black and this guy's white. That's not a motivating factor. This is about government accountability. There are plenty of black cops that do this to black and white people. And this cop would do this to a white person just like he would a black person. He is a piece of shit bully with power and government protections, and he's allowed to do it, and it's become normal, and it's become accepted, and he knows he's covered by the blue line, and that's why they do it. It is not because every person that does it runs around and goes, oh, this guy's black. I think I'll go kick him in the head. Yeah, I wouldn't do that if he was white. But, anybody that thinks like that really doesn't understand the depth of their own racism. Because most people that holler racist only are concerned about color, and they're the biggest racists. But this is not a freaking color issue. This is a government abuse of power, cops not being held accountable, and getting too many protections. This becomes standard operating procedure. It becomes normal. It becomes accepted. And it becomes, we can't turn in a fellow officer because of the blue line. It's bullshit.
You're done. We're not going to do this, right? Stop.
This is a sergeant who reviews other officers' use of force. What do you think this guy finds when another cop does this? Every time you do, when I was a supervisor in the military, I was very, very concerned always about my behavior in front of my subordinates. Because I know when I get in their ass or write them up or do something, they are going to try to use anything they can against me. Well, I saw Sergeant Gore do this, or I saw Sergeant Gore do that. So you have to be very, very careful when you're in a supervisory position, unless you're in the blue line of government. Because now he's kicking people in the head. Do you think he's going to be able to turn in another cop, a subordinate, who overuses force, and he's going to be able to discipline? Of course not. Because they'll be like, damn, Sarge, I've seen you kick people in the head. He's lost all credibility. But the bigger problem is this is so routine and regular, but it only gets coverage when there's a color issue that the media can exploit.
You're done. You're done. You're done.
I promised this community, and I promised our officers that I would be transparent.
Yeah. Of course he promised. Of course
That's
he did.
in good times and bad times.
Oh,
this is a bad time.
Yeah. Isolated incident. Can't believe this happened. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. We had this guy as a cop. We made him a sergeant. He's been supervising use of force of other officers for years. I'm shocked. I can't believe it.
But I think the community deserves.
He began an internal investigation.
Oh, shit. Here we go. What happened here? What the hell is going on here, people? Oh, we got two women over here. I'm sorry. Got two women and two nice haircut guys with masks. All right, got it.
He learned of the incident last, facing level 6 felony charges of official misconduct and battery, is suspended without pay. Chief Taylor has recommended to the IMPD Civilian Police Merit Board that Huxley be fired. The other two officers involved, Sergeant Christopher Kibbe and Officer Matthew Shores, whose body cameras provided the footage you saw, are off the streets and under an internal investigation.
Suggested he be fired. Why isn't the DA charging? Why isn't this a criminal offense? I'm telling you, people, the division between what government gets to do and what they will charge and lock up and do to a pesky citizen that pays taxes, that keeps running around saying, we got a constitution. They work for us. They can't do that. That's my rights. You freaking idiots that just keep running around saying that for decades now, and the abuse keeps getting worse and worse. And then you want to come here and attack me saying, you must hate cops. Oh, some cop must have screwed your wife. Oh, you have no credibility because you were a cop and now you're picking on cops. What happened to you? I mean, it's just crazy. It's glaring how much this happens every freaking day, 100 times a day. How can anyone say this is an isolated incident? Are you kidding me?
Additionally, Chief Taylor says all past use of force incidents involving the three officers will be reviewed, as well as any use of force cases that Sergeant Huxley reviewed as a super.
Let's show the mean white man, because that fits our narrative, because this isn't a government accountability. This isn't a lack of holding people accountable. This isn't a standard operating procedure. This is only because he's white and the guy's black. That's what it is. You're a freaking idiot.
Supervisor.
But it's my commitment to this.
IMPD officers are required to fill out a special report, which a supervisor reviews, along with any body camera footage.
Oh, the supervisor's going to review. Wow. That kind of sounds like the cops are going to investigate themselves and they found out they didn't do anything wrong. Shocking. Imagine if you could go in and rob a bank and you could do your own investigation on whether you were guilty or not. Imagine how that would turn out.
Footage. Court documents show when Officer Shores filled out his report, he mentions rolling Jermaine Vaughn onto his stomach.
Ah, here we go. Call this creative report writing. Creative. You have to get creative with your words. They taught that in academy. You can't just say things like they are because it may give a different impression. So you have to be creative in your words. We're not telling you to lie, and we don't want you to mislead the courts or the police. Well, actually, we do want you to mislead them with different words, but we don't want you to lie. We can't say the word lie because that's the bad word. We have bad words that you can't say, and it really doesn't matter what the reality is.
And putting him in a wrist lock to
Yeah, wrist lock. Wow.
Get him to comply.
I taught weaponless defense for years. I never taught this in a wrist lock. Never. Did I teach somebody how to put somebody in a wrist lock with their foot to their face?
Officer Shores never mentions the kick to Vaughn's face.
So he left out information in a report. He abused a guy that was in custody and handcuffed. He used excessive and unreasonable force on a handcuffed individual, and the DA isn't charging him. And they're saying, oh, we're going to call for his firing. They can't even fire him. They got to call for his firing, and the DA ain't going to charge him. And he can't be sued because he has immunity. Freaking outrageous, people.
Also, according to court records, in separate
Oh, there's that big white man. Mean, bad white man.
body camera footage from another officer who arrived at the scene to investigate the use of force, Sergeant Huxley can be heard saying, quote, "I accidentally kicked him in his face."
Oh, it was an accident. See, Rick, you were saying he did it on purpose, and right there, you're just calling him a liar because you don't like cops. He said it was an accident. Why do you have to always pick on cops on isolated incidents? You freaking people, the more you scream, protect. It's kind of like that video I just did on a freaking moon landing. There are people that are making literally a comment reply to everybody telling how smart they are and defending government to the hilt.
Atrocious, nefarious,
Wow.
dastardly,
Wow. Big words.
mean-spirited,
Wow.
and ugly.
Wow. I thought he was describing his glasses and his tie. Evidently, he's talking about this incident. I got lost.
Pastors with the interdenominational
Oh, he's a pastor. I can't say that. I'm sorry. I'll go to hell. Good grief. Somebody's going to say a prayer and I'll be cursed forever.
Of this not need.
have also been notified.
You're done.
All right. Well, look, I'm not a fan of government abuse. Okay. And I don't care what color either party is, what color the cop is, and what color the victim is. What I care about is our government needs to be held accountable, and cops need to be held to a higher standard than civilians, not a lower standard. They have more training. They have equipment. They have bulletproof vests. They have the numbers. They have government protection. So you idiots that come here and want to make, well, what about if this guy just hit one of them? And what about his crime and he was a bad guy? I don't care. The law says we treat bad people innocent until proven guilty, and we use minimum force necessary. We don't take out vengeance. We don't try to be macho. We don't kick them when they're helpless and defenseless. That's what the law is. But you people want to pick and choose what law applies to the blue line and then blame me for pointing it out, saying, Rick, you're causing hate on the poor cops by showing this, and it's not fair, and most of us are really good. I don't care. I don't care about the good cops. You're all supposed to be good. I expect you to be good. You're not going to get a freaking free donut here for being good. What I want is the bad cops held accountable, and you good cops keep protecting them and blaming me. All right, we'll end out there with earning the hate.